red light district, and everything related to sex work, legality, health, often sexual health. Often I teach people about sexual health, just it's coming to that. So it only shows how sex work and health in general overlaps. And I'm also there for sex workers. So we are often the first point of information for sex workers. And as an organization that is non-profit, without subsidies from government, and sort of private initiative, we don't store data of sex workers, we don't keep them, we don't ask them for the data, so there's a lot of freedom for them to reach with questions. So I think it's vital that as a member I know everything about abortion and the matters that sex workers ask about. I'm also very active in the community, trying to bring more sex workers, so we have this supportive family that can talk freely about anything and ask for any help. And there are many organizations also, like those that are here today, that are actually delivering the help that is needed. So I do believe in unity, in cooperation. I think we need to work harder, to work together, and that we are aware of each other's existence. So the sex workers, especially migrant sex workers who may also not know languages, can easily locate organization that they need without Googling it for weeks. So during the research for this panel, I recognized some issues in this access to information about abortion. I hope that I'm not such a bummer saying the negative stuff, but yes, I think this is what I could identify as gap, to have that information in one place. So each organization that sex workers go to, like Amsterdam Center for Sex Workers, where they can get free tests for sexually transmitted diseases, I think it's important that they have the information about abortion too, which I recognize now after investigation that it's not that easy to get that information. So I think there's still something to work on, and I believe we still have some work to do, and we shouldn't take it for granted, the availability of abortion that is there, because I'm from Poland, so I know how laws can change all the time. And yeah, definitely not take it for granted. However, there are also positive sides. I'm really happy to be here. I'm privileged in the way that I could move to this country where abortion is accessible and not penalized. One of the main reasons of me moving out of Poland was that. The access to safe abortion. I didn't really need it so far, but it's about the definition of progressive country. To me, no matter the other advancement, if people with uterus cannot decide about their body, don't have agency, that's not a developed country. So this one is developed, in my opinion. And this is actually a shared opinion with my fellow colleagues, sex workers from conservative countries, often religious countries, that they feel relief to have that possibility. Whether they need it or not, it's something important in all of our lives. So I'm really happy that there are organizations that ensure that this is still available and work toward even more access and more information, and make sure that we don't forget and that we are not going to take it for granted. So yes, and what else? I have some notes. I also would like to mention someone who really helped me understanding the abortion, and that it's not bringing the shame and guilt. It's my mother, who is actually here today. Well, she was. Yes. It's her fault that I'm progressive now. Who is also aware of my activities. So it's possible, folks. And my mother was so kind that when I was a child, but not tiny, to explain to me the concept of abortion and also separate it from guilt and shame and religion, which I think is a very difficult task. And I think in this way I am privileged. And I'm telling you about it. You may wonder, why is she telling about Mom? Because I think we need to be aware that not everyone is in this position. That there are many migrant sex workers from Eastern Europe and outside of Eastern Europe that do not have a mom that is brave like that, or is brave in different ways. And we all have tools to unpack certain concepts, but we need to be peer coaching each other. We need to support our fellow sex workers or friends that are sex workers. We need to be together in this. We need to share the information and not assume that people just know it or they can Google up. Maybe they can, but maybe it's complicated. So the knowledge is given to us, but not all of sex workers are activists. So I think we need to work on talking about it without shame, talking about it openly, and not treat it as something to only discuss in case of emergency. Do you still have some time?
You have about 30 seconds.
So I want to use this time to thank for inviting me here, and apologies for this chaotic introduction. And I want to invite and encourage anyone here to come to PAC. I'm there on Wednesdays from 12 to 5. You're totally welcome to step in, ask me questions, have a tea, and have cookies. And then we can talk more.